Well, I guess can you just talk us through the cut and I guess the frustration from what happened after that? You're out a bit longer than expected.
Yeah, I did get a wee graze on my knee, and sadly it did get a bit infected and needed an operation on it to clean it up and stuff like that. So that put me out for a couple of weeks. But I guess with rugby you never really can, you gotta just take the blows and go with it. And I'm back into it now, so good to be back out training at least last week and then back playing this week. So yeah, now it's all behind me now, so just looking forward to it.
There's a guy floating around who's put up a few scrums in his days for a couple of weeks. Did you get a chance to tap into the brain of John R while he was here?
Yeah, I sure did. Got a good few stories from him when he was overseas and stuff like that. So he's got a lot of experience and a lot of gold to mine out of him. So I did get a wee bit of info out of him. So he was a bloody good guy to have around the team for a couple of weeks.
Although you missed some games, you must be happy to be back for, I guess, this end of the season now.
Yeah. No, I'm just stoked to be back playing. Like with my neck, I think I came back a wee bit earlier than everyone expected to as well. So just to be back playing this season is fantastic. And yeah, I had the wee bit of a setback with the knee, but any game I'm taking this year. So yeah, it's just good to be back at this part of the season.
What's Reuben ONeill been like coming in from Camp Holland?
Good. He was here a couple of years ago, so he knows the in and outs of how we do things and the building and the training grounds and stuff. So he had been around the team before, but to have him back and actually get him a game was bloody good for him. And he's been good around the team. He's made good, made himself really involved on and off the pitch. So he's a good addition. And as I said, he's been around before, so it's good to have him back.
Coming up against the draw this week, are you hoping for as much set piece as possible?
Oh, absolutely. As a front row, that's all we kind of dream for, isn't it? We just hope that it's going to be a good game. Like, we know what the Drew like playing. They like free-flowing footy. They like to pick and go. They like to throw around and show off a little bit. So we just want to, have a bloody good game, kind of get into their faces and really have a good crack at them.
Have you enjoyed what they've brought and how they play the rugby?
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's a different outlook on the game. I think it's a different way of people playing it. It's that real 7 style. You just never really know what's going to happen, and it keeps things interesting, keeps things alive. So it's going to be a good game.
You described your game against the Chiefs when you came back as the hardest pre-season game of your life. How are the lungs, obviously with a knee laceration, you've been able to sort of keep the miles under?
Yeah, somewhat. I had the first couple of weeks pretty low key. When I was in hospital, and then just the week after we just kept it easy, but I wasn't there for too long, so I managed to get back onto the bikes and the assault bikes and just get a little bit of a blowout into my lungs. And then last week had a full week of training, so yeah, I've definitely got a bit of load under my legs and got a bit of running underneath the belt, so I think the lungs will be pretty good compared to the last pre-season game.
Because it's your first start, right, since FBC?
Yeah, first start back into it kind of thing, so yeah. It'll be good. It'll be definitely fast at the beginning, so I'll definitely have to try to pace myself and not blow myself out too early, but I'll be good. I'll be pretty good for it.
Is there a bit of relief from Tamaiti? He's had to chop and change, and now he's back in the one jumper?
Yeah, well, in fairness to him, he's been doing bloody well in that tight head jersey all year, and no matter where you're going to put him, he's going to show what he can do and really stand up for it. So I think he's just happy to be, still playing kind of thing. Either side of the scrum, he's happy to be where he is. As long as he's on the field, he's good.
How did the cut actually happen? I guess it must have been bloody deep to then get infected.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a deep one. I went to go clean a ruck, and then someone's boot was just sticking up, so Sprig grazed me. Kind of felt something was wrong, so I looked down and saw my patella tendon, so I kind of was thinking that's probably not too good. So I got it stitched up and then came back out, stitches blew off, and then just played the rest of the game with an open wound, so probably not the smartest idea. But when you're so into the game, you kind of don't really think of that stuff. You just kind of think about what your next task is, and you just want to stay out there and play. It was pretty shitty what happened after, but back into it now and stuff. So it was like, if I get a deep cut like that again, I know what I need to do.
Yeah, literally, because Bowden Barrett talked to media yesterday, and he basically had the same thing, but on the back of his heel and 20 stitches deep. So they can do some damage.
Yeah, that's a bit deeper than what mine was. Mine definitely didn't have 20 stitches. That wasn't that bad. But yeah, you just got to be careful with those ones, where they are and where you get cut, kind of thing. You don't really think of a big thing at the time, but definitely afterwards, if you don't clean it properly, it's gonna bite you back.
Is it scary when you end up in hospital and the word infection gets thrown around? Because
it's definitely a little bit scary. It's not what you expect when you wake up in the morning. That's for sure. But we had some real good doctors and surgeons around, and I put all faith into them. And Martin, our doctor here, he had a good plan for it, and everyone kind of working around me. So I was pretty happy to put it in their hands and see how things went. So I had all faith in them, which ended up being real good. So came out the other end pretty well.